All right, everybody. You're tuning in to Whiskey Root Beer with Jordan, Oscar, and Kettone.
How you doing?
We're going to be starting off the topic really, really dark today.
Oh shit! Why don't you get closer to the mic if you're gonna talk like that?
So, what do you believe is the proper age to go out?
Go out doing what?
Just dying in general.
Go out and
Kettone.
die or go out and live?
Jordan,
Proper age.
what is the proper age that you feel like you'll be okay going out at?
All right.
It's not very suicidal.
Yeah.
So now, if
Oh,
you
going
do
out like
have
that. Okay.
a suicidal thoughts,
There's
or
hotlines for
anything
that.
like that, that there are hotlines that you
hotlines
have to
for
call. We are the people that you can reach out to if you need to, but these are real questions people ask themselves at certain times and never fully discuss with friends. So this is the podcast where we are going to discuss those questions you do not want to discuss with your friends.
Fair
What would be your age, Jordan, that you'll be okay being like, you know what, I'll check out.
Well, shit. I had that a long time ago, actually. Before a recent one, and then when I say recent, I mean like maybe about 5 years ago. But
Explain how old you are.
well, shit. I'm 28 now, so whenever I had that time in my life, I was going through it was a hard time being separated. My dad and mom had separated, and it was just kind of like fuck it, and nothing you can do is right in school or shit's going. Because whenever you're in school, there's so many different things that can happen.
23 at that time.
Huh?
You're 23 at that time. You're saying?
No. This time I'm talking like I was. The 23 one was about 5 years ago. The one I'm talking about was the first time I felt that I was about 11 to 12.
Okay,
And
so you're 11 or 12.
Yeah.
Figuring out about your parents not going to be together.
Yeah, but
So
it didn't
it's
really
like-
it didn't really hit like that. It was more of trying to figure things out in school because I had went from being A plus student, and then it was other things that happened to me in between that whole transition to go there after we separated. It was a really weird time, so it's kind of hard to explain everything. But then whenever I got into that other school system over here, Aldine, I went from Channelview to Aldine stuff. It was just a little tough, a little weird to go through, and then trying to step up, and I got in fights and shit like that. And luckily, I never lost one. But it was weird because obviously, getting in the fights, it was frowned upon, by your parents and all that. So now you're adjusting to them not being together, to the school system, and you're trying to adjust to the school system because you go and tougher kids, people want to fight, people want to do this shit, blah blah blah. You're like, and you get in this mindset to where whenever I got there, it was you can't be that punk bitch pretty much, and my mom would probably say this, you couldn't be that punk bitch, and so whenever I got over there, I was still a nice kid who was getting in electronics and all that shit, and then when I got over there, it was just like, it was a whole different system. They got metal detectors when you went to school and shit like that. You had people on the bus being trying to malicious. The cool kids hanging in the back type of shit like that. I took.
So you weren't typically one of the popular kids or like the.
No. I was only there for a year.
kids that were,
I ended up being the popular kid, but more through violence, and I think that's something I've always regretted. But of course, it was fucking 5th grade, so it's not like
You said like elementary talk. At
yeah,
this point.
yeah.
Okay.
And it's weird because you grow to grow into being yourself and as an adult, you look
It's
back on that and you're like
teenagers, yeah.
fuck, I shouldn't have done shit like that. I should have.
Certain things that I wish that I didn't do.
Yeah,
as a
but
teenager.
but at the
Yeah, of
same
course.
time, I came into that. I did. It's not like I got there and it was just like I'm gonna be violent.
Yeah.
I got there and it was like, all right, people are fighting. People are trying to like put other people under the bus and shit like that. My bus ride home wasn't the favorable because we had fights on the bus all the time. So it was one of those things that you grow into. So you get there, and so now you grow into this more malicious system than what you were used to. Even though I was from Channelview, a lot of you talk to people about Channelview, and oh, ghetto, people were like
There's
this and
different.
like
There's
that.
different talks.
But
There's
whenever you
different
get
talks.
into a certain age and you get into a certain, leveling
Say it was
system,
rough or
yeah,
whatever it might be.
and I did some things, and I fought some people, and I talked some shit, and luckily I kicked some ass. It worked out for me, but at the end of the day, you still come out and be like, later on, probably when you're like fucking, maybe in high school or something, you're like, I could have done that a little bit better, and that was intermediate school, so that was like pretty much a little bit before middle school.
Yeah,
You
like
know.
elementary, like doing that summer.
It was a little after elementary technically, because I think I was coming out of the Mullen primary, I believe it was. And that's
See, I
also-
grew up in like way different type of districts within Houston that are shown that are like different from the outskirts of Houston, which I'm being shown within my friends. Like, hey, we grew up in Huffman, we grew up in Tascasita, we grew up in Porter,
Oh yeah,
Caney,
yeah, all them
whatever
places.
it
Yeah,
might
yeah.
be. And it's just like I was predominantly raised around like people that were raised and went to Houston city schools. And it'll be like some of those subdivisions or whatever. So like I grew up in Spring Branch for a while, went to Spring Branch, got kicked. Well, started in Houston, got kicked out of Houston because of my brother. Went to Spring Branch because my parents bought a house over there, and then went back into Houston because I couldn't graduate from Spring Branch due to the fact that I skipped too much, and like it was just like a different atmosphere at every place that I went because
It's
like
a different atmosphere, absolutely. Yeah.
everywhere that I went because I'm from Acres Homes, like I'm from TC Jester, Little York, Victoria Road, like I'm from the fucking one of those areas, and then growing up and then having to live like the other half of my life in Little Mexico and Spring Branch off
Yeah.
of like Hammerly and Gessner. It was just like it was a different type of neighborhood compared to where I
Exactly.
was
It's a
at
different
because
type of
I went
neighborhood,
from
yeah.
being one of the Mexicans in a black neighborhood to being a Mexican in a whole neighborhood. But I was also like during that time period we lived with my stepdad, and my stepdad had good money, and like I didn't know at that time that I was the rich poor kid. That's what I called myself. I called myself the rich poor kid. I
Yeah, you
wasn't.
could be, yeah.
I wasn't rich, but I was richer than the average kid that I went to school with. If that makes sense.
No, that makes sense. You have more money than the average kid over there because,
Yeah.
I mean, your family does. And most
Well,
of the
my
families don't.
stepdad did.
Yeah, your stepdad did. Yeah.
My stepdad did.
Yeah.
Like my stepdad had good money. Me and my mom and my brother, we didn't have good money. He had good money, but we were richer than the average poor kid.
Yeah.
Like I didn't before my stepdad, I didn't have to worry about was I gonna eat going to sleep. Well, going to sleep without eating. I said the shit backwards. But when I lived with my biological father,
Still makes sense, yeah.
when I lived with my biological father, he chose beer, drugs over food.
Some crazy shit, though, that people will do that.
It's
But it
it's
happens.
so fucking mind-boggling. When you grow up, it's just like, why? Was I
Yeah.
like a piece of shit that you was just like, I don't want to feed that kid?
And it's weird. Luckily, I never
Like
had
so
something
many
like
things.
that. But
could have
it's
been like
people
he was
will
just
do
really
that.
drugged out.
People
It
will
could
do
have been
that.
really he was drugged out and was just like, I need a fix. It couldn't even been that deep that he was just like, I want to feed my kid, but I need a fix. You know what I mean? And it was just like, but damn, that makes you think at certain points. It's just like, bro, like, I shouldn't have eaten ramen noodles my whole life.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
My whole life. I'm not talking about like every other day.
Yeah.
No, like I'm talking about like my whole life. I'm over here like I can cook you a fucking ramen noodle pack like you've never eaten it before because I can give it to you.
Shit, I tell you
I
right
can
now, I
give it
could
to you
too.
30 different ways because every single day I'm gonna do it differently.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll put salt instead of pepper. I'll put pepper instead of salt. I'll put garlic. I'll put a little slap of butter. Maybe today, guess what? I got an extra egg I can throw in that bitch. Like, I grew up, like, super fucking poor. Like, super fucking poor. And, like, it made me understand how people have had it worse, though.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
People have had it worse.
I did the same thing at a point
People
when we
had
left
it
my
worse.
dad, dude. I used to
When
get
I
that
got
shit.
past that age limit where I was probably about 10 to 11 years old, my stepdad hit me with one of the strongest things that I've ever been hit with before in my life. And
Mm.
he told me, he was like, hey, I am the youngest of 14.
Holy
And
shit.
my mama sold me to an American to make money.
It's fucking
And I
crazy.
was like, okay, what the fuck does that mean? It was like, if your mama does not love you, nobody will.
It's very true.
If the woman that pushed you out into this world cannot love you, nobody will. Right? So I've always searched for that love from a woman's companionship, from a mother's companionship, right?
That's a lot of guys do. A lot of good guys do.
A lot
They
of
do.
good guys do, right? And they get overlooked on.
Oh, absolutely.
Way overlooked on. Way overlooked on.
Well, once you get to that point, you're just kind of like chilling, you know.
Yeah.
You're
But my
chilling. You're
stepdad
not
made me
like going out there
understand.
looking for
Man,
shit
my
like that.
stepdad made me
Yeah.
understand though. He was just like, man, you could be a good man. You can be a great man. You can be a good man. You can be a great man. Still would not make a woman happy.
That's entirely possible, and it could be entirely the truth. And
Still.
I'd have to agree with that on certain points, you know.
Still, you still did something wrong.
No, we're men. That's how it goes.
We're still men. We're men. We
Yeah.
still did something wrong. You could treat a woman. You could treat a woman right all the way they want you to do it, and you still did something wrong.
So, what would you say is the wisdom that you've taken away from all of that to give to the younger men? Besides that, because I mean, that's something you can say. You could treat women right, and they'll still treat you wrong, and it's absolutely a possibility. But what would you say is something more positive that you've taken out of that experience, that learning experience?
They love honesty,
Women do love honesty, honestly.
but
Honesty.
they
fucked it up
love
multiple times.
honesty. Look, but they all do not react the same when it
Well,
comes to honesty.
There's definitely a perception on that one because you could treat a woman
I can tell you
very well
straight
with
up,
honesty, but the
and
thing
then
is that do they
not
think
like
you're
that.
telling the truth? Do they perceive that as being
No,
honest?
I can tell you straight up. Everything is A and B and C. 1 and 2.
There's
and
probably
3.
a couple of more letters than that one in numbers.
No, I can tell you straight up. Hey, it's A, B, and C, and it's 1 and 2 and 3, and they're just like, where the fuck is D at? Where the fuck is 4 at? That's what the men think logically.
Oh,
Women think emotionally.
pull that mic more towards you.
Women think more emotionally.
Shit, you didn't have to
than
say it
men-
again. I just wanted, but hell,
Than men
run it
think
through.
logically.
Yeah. What?
If a woman tells you, "I do not like you,"
That's it.
Hey, that's
How does
it.
And she don't
as
That's
a
it.
man, how do you think?
That's it. That's
That's it.
I'm not gonna. We'll see. So if it's someone I'm interested in, then definitely it's gonna be like, well, all right, not
All
interested
right, that
anymore.
sucks.
Yeah,
Like,
that sucks.
damn. Yeah.
If it's a
But I
friend,
don't like you.
if it's a friend, it's a little bit worse. Like,
Yeah, it makes you be
know.
like, damn, I'm nothing but a friend
Yeah.
at that point.
Well, but I'm happy to be a friend. If somebody needs me to be a friend, I'm not. I'm not out there like I know a lot of women, and I'm not out there trying to be, all up on them, trying to sleep with them, nothing like that. Like I love helping them. I love talking to them.
I like talking to
and
women.
if a
I was
woman,
raised by a woman.
if a
I was
woman
raised by
thinks
a
of me as a
sister.
friend,
I
I'm
like
fine.
that.
I'm absolutely
I like
fine with
it
it.
all.
And
But
the
I
funny,
also learned how to manipulate women to benefactor the fact of me as a man.
the funny thing with me is that women would more like to sleep with me than I would think. So I could be
Yeah.
like, I'm like,
I've seen a lot of women try to go home with you, and you play dry.
well, fuck, 'cause I'm drinking. Honestly.
How does that affect it all?
No, because that's me. Because if
You got women trying to
I'm
approach
drinking-
you and trying to get with you
Because
and you
I
play
like to
dry
drink.
as hell.
if
You
I'm
don't know that you're
look.
being approached upon. You don't know that a
Sometimes-
woman's trying to take you home.
sometimes I do, but the thing is that if I'm and this is like my fucking ground rule. If I'm drinking, then I am drinking, and I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna go to sleep because I've been drinking, and I drink a lot.
You're
you know?
drinking, it's just like, oh, I can possibly get lucky.
Yeah, but I'm fucking drinking, so we'll talk, but I'm going home and going to sleep. So if we, I
So
thought,
what-
it sounded
what
like
is
he
the-
laughed when he snored right now. I wish we had this on video right now. But no, so the thing with me is that if I'm drinking, then I'm drinking. That's me for the night. Like there's a slight window where you can talk to me, and we could flirt or some shit like that. But if I'm drinking,
I've seen it.
if I'm drinking,
Pink shorts.
then
Yeah, no
Pink
name,
shorts.
no names. Pink
Yeah.
shorts.
I don't know the fuck pink shorts is. All
Pink
myself.
shorts.
I could probably
Think
figure it.
about it.
I'll think about it. But
Pink
who the fuck's
shorts. You know pink shorts. You
Give me a
remember pink
fucking-
shorts?
Give me a slight name.
Like three days ago? Nah, like about a week ago,
3 days
maybe.
ago, pink shorts.
Pink
The fuck?
shorts.
Oh my god.
Who?
Buzz,
Somebody that you
almost
don't
buzz head ponytail.
What's Buzzhead?
Pink shirt.
fuck?
Pink shorts. You remember pink shorts?
I don't.
We all asked you about
Yeah,
pink
we
shorts.
all
Did you?
asked you.
About pink shorts. This is the thing I'm talking about. I'm drinking.
No,
This
pink
is-
shorts was irrelevant.
It's irrelevant.
It's a relevant
It's
thing.
a relevant thing. I don't fucking know because I was like I said, if I'm drinking, I'm not paying attention to any woman that comes my way.
You
Like,
were with the woman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
My
no,
bad.
no.
No, and I already told you. I said no. That's my
Yeah.
friend.
Yeah.
I said it's my friend.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
what we were saying too within that
Okay.
reference, it's just like
No, we actually, yeah, y'all weren't there. We were at a bar down the street, Green Oaks, and
yeah, I know that's when remember I approached
But-
y'all and I was just like, hey, I know you.
no,
But then
yeah.
she came very aggressive. She was like, how do you know
He
me?
wasn't there. He wasn't there, but it's
But
funny.
no, when
yeah,
I
yeah.
introduced myself to her, and
'Cause-
she was
because-
just like, how do you know me? And I was just like, you know what?
Cause she had been up there time before. I forgot we met up there because she wanted to hang out up there.
I don't
But
know,
no,
but I said hello.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, hey, I think I've actually met you one time. And then she was like, like,
Well, she does that. She gets.
she was very aggressive.
She's like a jiu-jitsu fighter. You know.
I don't give a fuck. She was very aggressive
Once you
on
get
the sense
you
of she
get
was
into
like,
where-
I don't think you've met me. And I was like,
you get into where they think they're just hanging out and they get on their backs and they're trying to fight you. You know.
yeah.
It's just
I
like
was
out of
just
nowhere.
like,
Yeah, no. She does that. No, yeah. So no, we're friends. But
I
there
think I
was-
met her at like fucking Porter, Ucani.
I brought her up there
Humble.
one time before. We went up there and hung out, had a drink.
Maybe. I don't know. But I feel like I've met her one time and I introduced myself. I was like, hello, my name's Oscar. I was like, actually, I think I met you one time. And she fucking came at me very, very aggressive. And you saw it too. I was like, you know what?
Oh, she does that.
Fucking, okay. I was like, I'm backing off.
Yeah,
And-
no, she'll do that. Like, if she doesn't know anybody or she doesn't trust anybody, she'll get real real defensive for no reason at times, and even Eric's been like, you don't have to be like.
But I thought Pink,
Yeah.
she's Pink Shorts. I thought Pink Shorts was to you that night.
Yeah, no, that's a friend, and shit. I brought up there a time or two before, and I don't think she usually plays pool, but yeah, no, I'm not like, but and that goes back to what I was saying. I treat my friends, very fairly, women or not, and I have a lot of women friends that love to come around me, but it's just I'm not always into them, trying to hit on them. They might be into me. It is what it is, though.
No, Sam. I have a lot of women friends too, especially being a bartender.
You want a fat tire?
It's fine. I have a lot of women friends too, being a bartender. I have a lot of women friends, just being friendly as yourself. And I wasn't a very friendly person out of high school, and
Me neither. Fuck.
I learned it makes very, very little friends, and it spends a lot of nights by yourself.
I spent a lot of nights by myself, over the years, but that's like I said because
I mean, some
I
of
go out
it's like
fucking
reflections,
drinking.
but like some of it's also like, damn, like I wish I had a friend to like
What's funny
hit
is
it
that
up and be like, hey, let's go play some pool.
the biggest thing,
Let's go have a beer.
the biggest regret of my life is that I have a lot of friends, and that's not my regret right there. I have a lot of friends, and I've hung out with a lot of people, and I've had some great times. I think my biggest regret is not being able to, especially, and I think about this a lot of time when I drink because I drink a lot,
Oh shit!
and I'd be out there doing doubles. I used to be out there doing doubles.
I drink a lot.
Whiskey.
I drink a lot.
Going home after that, I'd go to the bar by myself. The biggest regret I've ever had was not having the drinks from my grandpa that I really wanted to have. And, he passed away in August. But the thing is that back in 2020, I always wanted to have a good drink with him. And, go out and do so and so. And then my family even brought this, why don't you take him out for a drink? And I was like, well, I don't know if he wants, if he can go out and, do stuff like that. And I wanted to, I'd go out and have my drinks, go home and be like, fuck, man, I wish I could do this with my grandpa. And, the thing is that I couldn't have gone out.
See,
but I could have gone to the house and had a drink.
Yeah, I've never had that, like, privilege of being able to, like, get close to that. Grandparents died at a young age.
It's a, dude, I'll tell you, it's
I was
crazy privilege.
I was like 11 years old when my grandpa passed away, the one that I got tattooed on me. And so the only thing that I remember having from like that type of like let's go get a drink or whatever, like was one time when he took me to go get coffee. And that's like a very, very, very even vague memory.
That's still fucking awesome.
Like super fucking vague though.
Because by the time
it's like I even hold on to like that small like it could have been like in my mind as that kid at that time, like it could have been like a whole day process. Like as an adult, as of right now, doing everything that I've done in the years that has passed between that, it's like 30 seconds that I'm trying to hold on to.
Absolutely.
You know
because
what I mean?
they
I remember like walking into that gas station that's no longer there. And him getting that coffee that he asked me like, "Hey, do you want anything?" And all I did was grab a milk.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like I grabbed the milk. Like
you
know what I mean.
Milk.
Like like I grabbed like a little.
This big man, it's like you want a coffee.
He grabs coffee. And I go over there and I grab a milk out of the fucking. You know what I mean? Like that's like that slight little 30-second memory that I have in my head with my grandpa prior to other than seeing him take his last breaths.
Because
he's one of the first people that I've ever saw die in front of my face.
And it's crazy how you realize mortality right there when you realize somebody that you've been with for however many years you were old at that time.
No, it was even crazy. It's just like due to the fact that it was just like when my dad was so fucking like horrible. Like when I was saying like horrible, like I didn't know how horrible my dad was until I got into like the earlier stage when I started asking my mom like questions on like why. Like why is this why is it like that? Why do people not like that? Or like why do I know them now? Like
Mm-hmm.
when I shit. So my dad tried killing me when I was like 9. So like I didn't know my mom's family side.
Why, if you don't mind me asking? Why?
So my dad was like really really addicted to drugs.
Well, you know what type or?
He was addicted to crystal meth
Oh
and
shit.
cocaine.
Oh fuck. Both at
Yeah.
the same time?
Kind of both at the same time
Oh,
at certain
shit.
points, but he was also an alcoholic. So there was points of times like during my life, like where my dad would choose booze over feeding us.
Hey, and you were saying that before we actually started recording. Fuck, man, that's just crazy.
Yeah, my dad would like.
That's asinine that
It was
somebody would do that.
very very bad, but also it was just like my dad also dropped out of school when he was like like fourth grade type shit.
Mm.
My dad's one of those guys. He can't read a stop sign, but he could build you a house.
Yeah. Wouldn't the trades and all that.
Yeah, like depend on like what how. What
I mean, going
would
to
you
trades
choose?
is great.
What would you
that's
choose
where the money's
at that point? You know what I mean? Like, you know, can you count 1, 2, 3, ABC, or build you a whole entire fucking house, like from start to finish? What would you choose?
Wait, you
Honestly,
talking about
'cause
somebody to work for me or what?
Like as of right now, like if it was just like you don't know
I pick
anything,
dude,
if it was be like, hey, learn 1, 2, 3
shit.
ABCs.
I mean, since I need
or
a house built,
build
I'd
a
go for the
fucking
dude
house
who knows how to build
and
a
like
house.
like what would you do?
It's not too much question there. You can go for the dude who builds a house. That's me picking somebody to work on a fucking house though. Like that's me
crazy.
hiring somebody who knows how to work on a house.
My dad was one of those guys, bro. It was fucking crazy.
I've known people like that they get it.
My
they get a
dad
good trade and
cannot
fucking
read
work.
a fucking stop sign, but he can build you a fucking house from start to finish.
I mean, that's great. But it's also really bad on the education side.
Yeah, my dad couldn't fucking speak English, even though that he was fucking here for fucking 20-something plus fucking years.
So, what, from Mexico or
Mm-mm.
Guatemala,
From
Honduras,
Brownsville.
Solid.
So apparently,
From
I found,
Brownsville?
so
That's still
Brownsville,
Texas. What
right?
the fuck?
Okay, so look, here's this. So I found out a lot about like my history of where the fuck I've come from. It's disgusting. It's
Oh,
fucking
fuck me.
disgusting. So my last name comes from part of the Spanish Concord, which
Really?
is yeah.
I don't even know what your last name is, Oscar.
Nah,
Oh, fuck.
yeah, it's part of the people that raped and killed and fucking slaughtered.
Conquistadors.
Fucking yeah, conquistadors. Right, my dad is Spaniard.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shit, I think my great grandma's from Spain. I don't think she did too much of
That's
all
probably
that.
why you are as fucking light as me.
Probably so. Honestly, a lot
This
of
is
people...
the lightest. Yeah, like there's no video on this guy right now, but I hope this
We'll
one
get
day
it.
there's gonna be a video.
We're gonna
And
get
this
it
guy is as light as a
by
fucking
by
like,
episode about
like I couldn't even say like the lightest Hispanic. There's darker fucking Hispanics in this
oh yeah
guy.
than me yeah.
Like there are
By episode 20, I'm gonna have the cameras up because
Like,
I have them. I have all the wires and everything. I just haven't set the shit up.
like when you draw pictures of him and you use basic crayons, you use peach.
I'm glad you said peach because I've been described as beige and I hate that. It's just hearing the word
You are
beige
a
is just
light
weird.
brown, like a reddish brown,
Yeah, I think so.
which is very very weird.
You know, fucking
'Cause you're light
Childish
as hell.
Gambino wrote that song
But
about
you
me.
have
Stay woke.
very very like I didn't know how to say this. African American features when it comes to your face.
A lot of see, and the funny thing is that for the longest time, people thought I was from like South America. People still do think people don't even think they just ask nowadays because they're like, "What are you?" And they're trying to take
I
DNA
get that
samples
question
and
all
shit.
the time. It's
Yeah.
weird.
They're trying to fucking take like fucking pliers and take some hair from me and shit.
The doctor.
Yeah, they're gonna drop that in a tube and be like, "Oh,
you picked the wrong fucking.
we sequence
tibula.
his we sequence his DNA and he's
So
apparently
then,
African
What do you
American."
get hit with? What do you get hit with?
Usually I just tell people I'm black. It's easy. It's easy. I don't want to go like.
What is the
what fuck.
response that you get when people say black?
They look and
Like right off the bat, like do they be like, "Yeah, see it," or they be like, "I did not expect that at all."
It's usually it's just acceptance.
For
it's
one, I'm
strange.
gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't know why in the hell my depth perception expanded.
What happened? What did it expand to?
Oh, dude, your garage is huge.
Dude, it's a fucking 1-car garage, and I have a studio
But
in
it's
here.
huge.
I got a
right now, from right there.
Well, right now it's because it's like I got everything. I got so much shit in here. I got like a fucking workbench, a futon.
It just looks.
I got
like,
a fucking big ass tool chest behind me. I got a lot of
this
shit in
looks
here.
like a fucking 50-foot wall.
It is. I'd say that. It's pretty fucking big. So Kettone's over here tapping out. He's trying to get Jay to wake up. Jay's like dead.
Y'all shit out of luck. Cause guess what? I ain't taking nobody home. I'm going home, and guess what?
I don't know.
I got no call. It's off record.
Shit. Well, I mean, I guess we cut this one here, and everybody can go their merry way. This is a very. I mean, we can. It's a somber episode. We can keep going, or we can fucking.
We're going.
All right, we're going. I know we're gonna talk. He's trying to get out of here, but his ride's dead.
Looks like he has to get an Uber.
Fuck it. We'll call it here. Because Jay's dead. He's not waking up. He's got to get home.
Who?
I got to take a shit. And I don't think Kettone's going to carry the conversation while I'm gone. Exactly. If I have to take a shit, I'd be like, all right, let's keep going. But I got to use it. So, this has been the Whiskey and Root Beer episode fucking 13, actually. Because we went on 13 here. Nah, 12's already over. 13's going. This is here.
These episodes.
Oh, 12 and 13, yeah.
Yeah, it's
All
coming
right,
here
everybody.
a little bit more prepared. But I like the way this one lasted.
Yeah. I mean, it's
a
only
little bit more fun.
33 minutes, but it was good.
Yeah,
Good talk.
it was
Good talk.
It was good.
I
We
liked
have to
it.
be a little bit more.
I mean, it's still going right now.
We have to be a little bit more. What's it called?
I don't know. What's it called? You tell me.
We say the wrong things.
What?
When you say the wrong things.
We say the wrong things. There's no wrong things as far as I'm concerned.
Like publicly. Like politically correct.
Oh, politically PC and all that bullshit.
When we have to be a little bit on the other side because
I got you.
love being on that side.
Oh, I love being everywhere.
Fuck lazy people.
All right, fuck it. We're cutting it here.
He's like, cut it.